But what I'm going to do for you today is share a little bit about our program specifically through the Presbyterian Foundation, as well as give you a demonstration as well, so you can see what it looks like from the donor side. So we have been offering online giving since July of 2013, and in November of 2017, the Presbyterian Foundation moved to Vanko Payment Solutions as our platform for online giving. One reason we liked Vanko so well is they're the leader in church online giving, with over 20,000 churches using them, as well as this is their bailiwick. And so they are doing R&D to improve their resources, as well as one aspect we really like is the mobile app that they offer. Vanko Payment Solutions is a PCI Level 1 compliance service provider. This is really the gold standard for cybersecurity. And so they meet all the data security standards for handling, storing, and transmitting credit card information. Often that is a concern for sessions as they're looking to embark on this. And so we are so pleased that Vanko maintains that gold level standard. What is really exciting is that our service through the Presbyterian Foundation is cheaper than if you were to go through Vanko directly. And we have been able to set this up with no startup fee or recurring fee for your congregation, or if you know of a ministry related to the mission of your church, supported by your church or the presbytery, they also are eligible to use our service. So there's no startup or recurring fee, and we really want to make it easy and inexpensive to be able to make this possible for our donors. The fee is a simple 2% administrative fee per transaction. And what's wonderful is there's no need to negotiate with credit card vendors, merchant services, etc. And whether an individual gives either their checking or savings account or through Visa, MasterCard, Discover, or American Express, those can all have various fees associated. Typically Amex and Discover are more expensive, but here it's that straight 2% transaction charge. That's the only fee you will see. And to set up online giving is really easy. There is simply a 2-page application, and your church would submit that application with a copy of a voided check. They can do it as easily as emailing our online services team at presbyterianfoundation.org, online services at presbyterianfoundation.org, by faxing the application and the voided check, or sending it by U.S. mail. Once our home team receives it in the office, your site is live in 5 to 7 business days. Some weeks it could be as quick as 2 to 3 business days, but we typically say 5 to 7 business days. And we have 3 staff on site at the Presbyterian Foundation in Jefferson, Indiana, specifically for online services. So any questions your administrators have, they reach out to Lucy Bryant, Kim Smith, and we have a new person just coming in as well. And the wonderful thing is, it's one of those 3 people of our team who's going to return your call. We have a dedicated 1-800 line for them, or toll-free line, I should say. And what's nice is you don't get stuck in our phone tree at the foundation. When you call the toll-free number for online services, you get them directly. So we really are trying to be user-friendly and provide good support for you as well. Some administrative details that are helpful to know. The Presbyterian Foundation, because we are a foundation, we actually receive and receipt all gifts and payments on your behalf. So in terms of that gift receipt, your donors are getting that from us, and they're also receiving a year-end summary via email. This last year, the 2018 statement went out on January 25th. So your donors get that year-end summary from us. Another detail that's nice is that you're able to do more than just take gifts. If someone is paying for a church dinner, or maybe you're doing a book study or having a bake sale, you can set up a special fund that's fee for payment, and the donors, or in that case customers, would receive a different receipt. So if it's a gift, they receive a gift receipt. If it's a fee for service, they're going to get a different receipt from us, and that payment won't show up in their year-end gift report that they get in January. Your administrators, typically your church, would set up, I would say, 2 folks at least as administrators who will receive credentials and be able to log in and monitor contributions and payments and run reports. Your administrators are able to see these gifts or payments made in real time. They also receive an email for all gifts and a daily summary report any day that a gift or payment is made. Now, there are some administrators who say, oh, I don't want an email for each and every gift. Your administrator would simply email online services and ask that feature to be turned off, and we're able to do so. Typically, anything that you have received sits in an account at the foundation. It's a money market account, and the last business day of the month, it is transferred to your church checking account that is on file. You don't have to worry about people transferring it to accounts that may be personal or non-church. We can only do it to the church account on file. And while it sits in that money market account, sure, you're paying a 2% administrative fee, but while it sits in there, it is a money market account, and we at the foundation do not retain the interest made. Now, it's a fraction of a percent, but you would see that at the end of the month, when that money transfers over, you're also getting that interest from it sitting in the money market account. Now, there are some churches who live offering plate to offering plate, and they don't want to wait to the end of the month to have that transfer. Your administrator or administrators can log on and put in a request up to once a week for increments of $100 or more to be transferred to the church checking account on file. When they put that request in, it just like cashing a check, it would be in your bank in approximately 2 business days. And for the donors, when they're looking at their bank statement or their credit card statement, it actually shows up on their statement as a gift to your church or ministry. It won't say Presbyterian Foundation, but for instance, East Liberty Presbyterian Church uses our service. If I made a gift to East Liberty Presbyterian Church through this, it would show up on my credit card statement as East Liberty Presbyterian Church. Here we have our online giving program guide. You can click on this. I will be happy to email out this presentation if you'd like my PowerPoint, where you can click on this, or you can actually click on the guide right over here and it will pull up the PDF. It has all the information on online giving to help you share it with others who are making decisions around this. Also, if beyond this webinar, if it's useful to schedule a Zoom meeting with me where I can answer questions of your finance committee and or also your session, I'm happy to do that, help to destigmatize some of their concerns and faithfully answer all their questions that they might be able to move forward with online giving. With this service, you'll find you have online fund management tools that allow you to offer a mobile responsive donation form, meaning you have an app available for people using smartphones or tablets. You're able to receive donations online as well. So your church would receive the link to put on your church website that folks can click on the website. You can put it in e-newsletters that folks can click on it as well to make gifts. And your administrators, again, are able to monitor contributions. Now with Vanko, your administrators could upload this information into any management software, which is pretty handy. The one thing I would caution you is remember that the Presbyterian Foundation is receiving these gifts. And you want to be careful because we don't want donors to receive 2 receipts for the same gift. We don't turn our information into the IRS, and neither do you. Heaven forbid, though, if one of your donors has 2 receipts for the same gift and they get audited, that would be a problem. So a number of our churches, such as East Liberty, what they do is rather than uploading the individual donor information into their management software, they just show the monthly transaction come in as foundation income from the foundation, and they have found it's much easier. I can also put you in contact with bookkeepers and financial administrators at churches who are utilizing this resource and how they have found it best to list this information in their books. I'm happy to do that. I would like to now take you to a demo, and I'm going to ask John to speak up and tell me if he can see everything okay. We're going to go to the Presbytery of Lake Erie, where I'm a member. Because I worship at First Presbyterian Church in Morgantown, it's not part of my presbytery, so I can't support the mission of my presbytery, and I like doing that. So I personally pledge $1,800 a year, and I love that our presbytery offers online giving, because I can give to the general mission of our presbytery, as well as I can easily, at presbytery meetings, make a gift to the presbytery offering. So, John, are you able to see what I have here with Lake Erie Presbytery right now?
I am. It looks like we're looking Walden's Pond.
Yes, it does. So you'll see down here they have Give Now button. Now, one thing I want to recommend to you, do not put it at the bottom of your page. Put it up here in your tab section. I haven't convinced Lake Erie Presbytery to move it, and we really need to, but it shows that they're more embarrassed to have people give, and people have to go looking for it. This is really something you want on your top tab. Put it in the top third of your website. But you'll see here that folks are able to make a one-time or recurring gift. I can log in as myself. Right now I want to show you what it looks like to make a gift without signing in. If I didn't put any information in that login section, I choose, is this a one-time, a weekly, a monthly, a quarterly gift? I'm going to choose one time and hit continue. And at this point I'm not logged in. It's as if I'm a guest. So I would include all my donor information here. Account type, you know, is this a checking or savings account where it asks my routing number or my account number? Is this a credit or debit account? And you just list all that information. A couple things I like here. One, if I want to offset that 2% charge, I just click that button, and it's going to add 50 cents in to offset that transaction charge. Now, in terms of federal taxes, I get full credit for that $25.50. Or if I didn't offset it and it was just $25, I get full credit for that $25, even though the church would get presbytery would get $24.50, right? But for tax purposes, the fee is included in that charitable contribution. I also like that there's a note section here, so I can use this as like the memo line on a check. So if I wanted to say this was one great hour of sharing money, I could just put that in right there. Now I'm going to back out of where we just were so I can show you what it looks like from being logged in as myself. So let's see if we can get there. Yep. So I'm going to log in. I already have my login there and my password saved. You can see the Lake Erie Presbytery logos here. That's something your online service or your administrator would simply email your church logo, and our online services team adds it in there. I'm going to add a transaction, and here's where I'll actually make the gift so you can see it happen. You can see we have at the Presbytery of Lake Erie 3 funds I can give to the Presbytery offering. I can give to General Mission or the Ghana Missionary Vehicle Fund. Today I'm going to give $25 to the Presbytery's General Mission. I'm going to make this a one-time gift. I want it to be today. I hit continue. And because I'm logged in as myself, some of this is pre-populated. I can give through my checking account that I have on file, but here today I want to give via my Amex or my MasterCard. So I'm going to click on that. You can see my information is pre-populated. The only thing I need to add is my CVV code, right? And I do want to offset that 2% fee so that 50 cents is added in. Now, I tell folks, never ask people to offset the fee. It communicates scarcity. We don't want to communicate scarcity. It ends up being penny wise, pound foolish. But know that a donor can see that option and elect to do so for themselves. So again, never ask donors to pay that fee, but if they so desire, they can do so. So I just click this little blue button, and my computer is thinking, it's processing, and there you go, my thank you for my donation. You can see my legal name is Mary Helena. I made that $25 gift to General Mission with a 50-cent offset, and I can print this page for my records. I also just got an email on my Gmail account about that. Now, if I go up here, you see these tabs here. I could log off, look at my profile to change my password and my address and all that kind of good thing. But I want to look at my summary right now. And I see I can add a transaction here or edit my account. You can see here that I actually have a scheduled monthly transaction on the 17th of the month. Actually, it's today, so I'm going to have another gift coming out today. $20.40 is what I have as my monthly transaction. I can hit details, and then if I want to, I see it's a credit card ending in 3943. If I ever want to edit it, I just go in and hit edit, and I can edit that gift. I'm going to see if I can back out of there. There we go, back to my regular screen. Now, the other thing I like to see is, golly, I don't always remember how much I've given yet this year. And I give to my Presbytery both through my donor advised fund that I have at the foundation and through online giving. But if I want to see what I've done through an online gift, I just can put the date range. I'm choosing January 1 to today, or through the 21st, and I can see all of my gifts. We have one-time monthly gifts coming in, and I go back and say, you can see, let's see, pardon me, this is all for all funds. I also give to the Presbytery offering, right? So I can see what have I given at Presbytery meetings so far this year. That shows you what I've done for Presbytery meetings. But because I pledge $1,800 to the Presbytery a year, I really want to know how much have I given via this online portal. And you can see I have all the detail. I've sorted it by general mission, and then I can add that up real quick. So it's nice to have a place where I can go and say, oh, yes, this is what I've given so far, and these are the gifts I need to continue to make to meet my intended estimate of giving that I have dedicated for this year. So that's simply what it looks like from the donor side. I'm going to log off there, and we're going to go back to our presentation. Other thing I want to show you is there's a wonderful app. It's called Give Plus, and you can go, if you have an Android, to Google Play, or if you have an iPhone, to the App Store, and type in Give Plus. What's wonderful about the app is it's an extra way to boost giving with the convenience of mobile. It allows anyone to give on their phone or their tablet, whether it's an iPad or other tablet, wherever they are. And it's really easy to support the mission of your church. You simply download the app, you find your church, and you give. So I don't have the picture here, but when you get to the main page, on the base it says Choose Church, and you can just put the zip code in. If you are sitting there with your smartphone right now, I would encourage you to check out Give Plus. Put in your zip code. Download the Give Plus app. And when that opens up, put in your zip code, and you can see what churches in your zip code are using Vanko. You may find Lutherans or Methodists or Baptists or whatever also using Vanko, but it is just a handy app. Some differences, you can give both one-time or recurring gifts through the app. You can give as a guest, or you can log on. With the app, if you want the e-receipt, you do need to log on so that it does request your email address so that it can send you that receipt. But if you're not worried about getting that e-receipt, you can just give as a guest. But those are some different things with the Give Plus app. But I really like it. And for Pittsburghers, it's nearly Steelers colors. We could call that gray or we can call it black and gold. And I like to pretend it's black and gold. So it's a wonderful app. Another thing that's available through Vanko is the Give Plus swipe. So say you're running a church dinner, or you have a bake sale, or you're selling tickets, and you have folks, who come to the church dinner and they don't have cash on them. They're not carrying checks, but they do have their MAC card or their debit card or their credit card. They could just swipe it. And so the only additional fee is the cost of the hardware, this little square up here. And if you are interested in being able to have swipe for like church dinners and other things, then your administrators would just reach out to online services, and we can order that device for you. And it would simply plug in to any mobile device, so phone, tablet, and you would download the free app, plug in the card reader into your mobile device, and then you're ready to start collecting payments. Again, it's compatible with both Apple and Android devices. And our encrypted card reader through Vanko has been designed specifically for faith-based organizations. And in terms of the fees, it's the standard 2% transaction charge. So you do have to pay $45 to have the hardware, but the fees on the payments would just be that 2% on the gifts or payments. And then when someone's in the app, then they just click on your mobile device and they can, give to Sunday Giving, VBS, garage sale, whatever it is. They can put the amount in. And then you see it will tell you transaction successful, it's approved, it has a code, and just another handy device. A few things I want you to keep in mind again as you're thinking about making it easy to give via online giving and mobile, is that who are you targeting? Again, it's your casual givers. And those who want to make recurring gifts. This can be transformational for a congregation. I have a number of churches in this, or we have a number of churches in this region who have done a good job communicating that this option is available. And in so doing, they've had a number of people set up recurring gifts. I think of one church in specifically Clinton Presbyterian Church in New Jersey has 25% of their folks giving recurring gifts. They no longer have the summer slump. Robert Peake, pastor of the Presbyterian Church in Johnson City, New York, told me the same exact thing just recently. So that can make a big difference. A couple other things you want to think about is how can you be creative in terms of a liturgical act of giving. Some samples I have are pew cards. not missing out on the practice of giving in worship, and not being afraid to hold up that app and say, there are many ways we like to contribute to the church in our time, talent, and resource. And in terms of our resource, some people do that with cash, some with check. Some people might want to do it through a mobile device, and here you can, and just lift it up. And also remember, promotion is important. You can have online giving, and if you don't let your people know about it, they're not going to use it. So making sure that this is listed in your bulletin every week. You know, you might think your people know about it, but you want visitors to know that there are options for them to discern the best way to give themselves. So make sure you have information in the bulletin saying you can either go online or go to the Give Plus app to make a gift to the church. Use pew cards. We'll send you a starter set. I'll show you these in a moment, of 100 pew cards that you just put in your pew, and folks can drop those in the offering plate. One thing I think is helpful is for those who are older, they like QR codes. They can scan that QR code that takes them to the giving page for your church, or they can download the app. But there are different ways, and you'll have that. And also, we have a number of resources on our print services page for the foundation, where you can save PDFs to help communicate that this online giving and mobile giving is available. So you can save the PDFs if you don't want to pay to have these items printed through our print service, but you can also have them printed up. So there's some different options here. Here's a sample of the starter set of pew cards. You can see Emsworth United Presbyterian Church here is using our service. If you have your smartphones on you right now and you want to scan that QR code, it will take you to their giving page. Or if you want to just put in their website, that will take you to their giving page. Or you put in their zip code and you can, via the app, and you can give to Emsworth United Presbyterian Church. But again, this is a sample of the starter set of pew cards that your church would receive in signing up for our service. And you would just need to mark on the application, there's a place to indicate that you would like these pew cards, and we're happy to send those to you. Another model of a pew card here is from First Church Peachtree City. I'm happy to send out this PDF that you can mock up and edit so that it's particular to your church. Again, you'd want to remove First Presbyterian Church of Peachtree City's QR code and their website, because you want folks giving to you and not to them. So we're pleased when folks support that congregation, but in your church, I know you want people to support the ministry you're doing. So you just alter that information, put your logo in there, your web site, and you could put a little information about the Vanko app as well, and that's a good way of getting that out to folks. What I like about this card is when you're sitting in worship, I know that not everyone is listening to my preaching, and they're, you know, sorting through the bulletin, reading what's in there, looking in that pew rack if you have those still, maybe looking at, you know, what pictures did kids draw on the envelopes the service before. But they might find this card. And so one, it tells you to place it in the offering plate to signify your financial support of the mission of the church. But it also educates folks on the many different ways you can support the ministry. Here is a link to that online giving print resources page. You can download bulletin inserts, and you can see this is a live link. So when you get this PowerPoint presentation, you can just click on it to take you to those links as well. Again, I am Ellie Johns-Kelley. I'm your Ministry Relations Officer. I'm thrilled to be serving you, and glad to take any of your questions now.
They type those in their chat box. Is that correct, Ellie?
Yes. Yes. And if you would like me to send you the PowerPoint presentation so I know you're here, if you go ahead and type your email in that chat box as well, I can take it down and make sure that you get the PowerPoint presentation today. Can you find the chat box? If you see that little bubble at the top of your presentation, that's where you would... Oh, no, that's not the bubble. Where's the chat box? Carl?
Yes, the second bubble from the left. There's 5 big bubbles on the top, and the second from the left is the one, if you click on that.
Oh, it is correct.
Yeah, you can type in there, and on the very bottom it says all, so you could send it to all, or you could send it directly to John or Ellie, kind of your choice. But all is usually fine unless something's top secret.
Do we have any questions this day?
Sounds like you've nailed it.
Yeah, right now, message. Yes, somebody, great presentation. Please send me the PowerPoint. Thank you. And then I have their address. Ellie, do you have that as well on your screen?
I do, and I see Steve Wilson too. Steve, would you like me to email you the piece? I have Steve's email, so I can email him the PowerPoint as well.
I didn't see
Great.
Steve come up. Another email came up that I hope you saw from Tori Z.
Yes.
Okay.
I have Tori's email down. Anyone else out there that would like, and any questions? I will send you the PowerPoint presentation. I'll also include the app as an attachment so you have easy access to that. And if there's anything else you need, please let me know. Again, I'm happy to repeat this in real time via a Zoom meeting where your folks on finance or the session can ask any questions, raise any concerns, and I will answer them to the best of my ability. You have my contact information here, and simply reach out to me. Give me a ring or email me, and we can arrange that. John, thank you so much for hosting, and many thanks to Pittsburgh Presbytery's Generosity Committee. They are really working hard to bring useful resources to congregations across the Presbytery to nurture that culture of generosity so that your mission and your ministry will thrive. And I was so privileged to be with them this last week as they met, and you have a dedicated core group of folks working on this, and you have some good stuff coming via the Presbytery's new website that will be up, I trust, by the end of the year, and there will be a dedicated page for that Generosity Committee. So thank you again to John Ray and to our Carl Madison at the Foundation for helping us with this webinar today.